Hey guys, so today Rita's working and I've been working the past couple days to try to get our propane system installed. So we're gonna have a propane line running to the water heater and to our gas range. So I've been doing a lot of talking to some of the guys at local RV store, and we actually have a local propane store. So I've been talking to them and figuring out how to get this whole system set up. Basically, we are going to have propane tanks, two 30-pound, 7-gallon tanks mounted on the front triangle, and then a system that brings the gas from there underneath using black iron pipe, and then it kind of pops up in the two spots that we need, and then have flexible hose connecting that to our appliances. So should be not that complicated, but things always take longer on this project than expected. So currently I am just starting to mount the base for the two propane tanks on the front triangle. I was a little unsure how to do this, but it is not actually that bad. If you get you need some pretty burly, using 3/8, sorry, trying to show you guys here, using 3/8 self-tapping screws or self-driving screws. They have a hex head like this, and the self-tapping base, using, I believe, an inch to an inch and a half, because we do have the solid beams on the front triangle. So trying to get enough purchase in there to hold this thing on. Yeah, let me show you how this works. So here's our front triangle, and this is the mounts. The two tanks just sit right on top of this. So I've started screwing in the first two holes here and just got those bolts straight in. Gonna go for another two over there. Might stick one in the middle, but they said 4 should be sufficient. These self-tapping screws, you can just screw them directly in, but I found pre-drilling with a slightly smaller drill bit tends to speed up the process. Yeah. So I got those bolted down. I'm a little worried that the bolts might be getting in the way at the bottom of the tank, but I think where they are now, it's okay. Just something to be aware of. But yeah, so put the tanks up here, and then I believe this is the correct setup. I have this crossbar going across that holds the two tanks in place. A threaded rod that goes down and attaches down in the center of this mount. And then a wing nut on top, butterfly wing, I believe it's called. I think that's the correct orientation for it. It seemed to thread both ways, but this seems most reasonable. So I kind of just cranked it down. Not all the way. Want to make sure, check in with Reed and make sure this looks appropriate before we do anything, but this should be the setup of the propane. So from here, gonna try to start running the lines underneath and get this whole system working. Okay, so it's like 7 p.m. Been working on this all day. It was going really well until about 3 p.m., 3 or 4, and then I just got stuck. One of the fittings wouldn't fit for like the last 3 hours and got really frustrated with it. So I wasn't able to totally finish things. Gonna wait till Reed comes. Think it might be a 2-person job, but I will walk you guys through a little bit of what I have set up so far. So the front of the trailer now has this pretty cool little cover. It's not strapped down. It has some way of strapping it down. Inside we have the 2 propane tanks. Here it is without the cap. We have the regulator, and then there's a 3/4 inch hose going down, and follow that under the trailer. Probably gonna just zip tie that up, and then it's pretty exciting, about to cut some holes in the metal to get the pipe through. From here we have a connection, an elbow. So this black iron now is just running all the way down the length of this trailer. And this T goes right up to where our range is going to be. And then this is the one that I've been working on for the last like 3 hours. It's supposed to be just the elbow, the end going up to the hot water heater, and I just cannot get the threads to go. So hopefully Reed will be able to help out with that when he gets home. And from the inside, so that black iron pops up. We have a gas shutoff valve. So this is open right now and closed. Pretty easy. That goes on to just an adapter, which then goes to a flexi hose. And then this is the right fitting to go straight into our range. So. And then over here, this one, same setup, goes to the water heater. You do need to seal all of the fittings on the black iron and anything that's not flared, essentially. This is an example of a flare, something you do not want to add any sealant to. So this just screws directly in to wherever it is. It's on several of the adapters. So you don't want to seal that, but you do want to seal everything else. I think they do make some thread tape, but the guys at Home Depot just recommended this putty pipe thread sealant, which is good for water and gases. So yeah, just been putting that on all of the fittings to make sure it is tight. So yeah, really close to done, but not quite done with this project. Still to do, I need to clamp up those, well, first finish that elbow, that's been a pain in the butt. Once that's done, I'm gonna clamp up the black iron tubes. It's kind of waiting to do that because it's actually easier. You have a little more play to do the fittings when it is not clamped all the way up. So throw on a couple pipe clamps along where the black iron hits the beams and get the rest of that fitted on the inside. That's pretty much it. Not too terrible. If that fitting had worked, those threads, this actually would have been a very doable one-day project. Yep, that's how it goes. Alright, so Reed came home last night and was able to help me finish up that one last fitting and got some pipe clamps on the bottom, finished doing the inside, so we have a fully functional propane system at this point. Hopefully. Only took about a day to complete. I guess a day to plan, day to complete. Really not too bad, not the worst project we've had. Yeah, so pretty cool to get that done. The next step is going to be trying to develop a drain going under the trailer for all of the water appliances that need to drain. We'll see how that one goes. Keep you posted.